Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to make AI agents in just 30 minutes. So let's get started. So first of all, we are going to use some dependencies and libraries. What we need to do is we need to first see, do we have the installed OpenAI functions and LangChain and different dependencies that we are going to use in this particular video for building AI agents. So let's first check, do we have LangChain? If we have, then a specific dependencies will be shown over here, and it will be printed out the version of the LangChain. Similarly, we want to see, do we have the OpenAI installed or not? So let's run these two and let's check. So we have the installed dependencies, which is the Python LangChain version 0.3.27, and this LangChain is specifically a third-party framework that is used for building applications with large language models through composability, AI tools, function calling, and different techniques available on this framework called as LangChain. Then also we needed to check the dependencies and the version of OpenAI. So currently we have installed the OpenAI version 1.107.2, and this OpenAI we are going to use it for our large language model. Um, Particularly, we can use model GPT-4, 4.5 Turbo, and GPT-5, which was recently being launched. But in our current AI agent application, we will be using some search tool that is going to search some data from Google in real time, and then process it back through the LLM, and it will print out the data to us. So let's get started. First of all, what we did was we imported some dependencies in this Jupyter notebook, and make sure you have the OpenAI API key, which will be essential for building LLM based applications, because OpenAI large language models requires an API key, so you must have an OpenAI API key. Currently I have my API key placed in my .env file. So you just have to put your OpenAI API key in the .env file and put the credentials there. Once you are done with that, we will be using Serpapi API key, which basically lets you to use tools like Google Bing, Google Search, Microsoft Bing, Google Maps, Google Search API, and different available location APIs that you need to put in your application. So we will be using Serpapi API key to enable the Google search engine. So you have to put the Serpapi API key in your .env file. Once you are done with that, we will be simply using the LLM variable, and in that we will import our OpenAI function, which requires the API key and the temperature. You can set your temperature by 0 or 0.1, 0.3, depending upon your use case. But typically, the most preferable temperature that is set is essentially the start is the temperature 0 by default. So the lesser the temperature is, the more concise and accurate the LLM model is going to be, and the higher the temperature is, the more the model will go towards the hallucination state. So make sure you keep the temperature at 0 level. You can keep it at 0.3, 0.7. It always depends upon your use case. So currently our use case is to make an AI agent that is going to search something from Google and bring it back to our dashboard. So once we were done by importing this LLM object, now we are going to use a conversational buffer memory. Now, before we start running this code, we need to understand what conversation buffer memory is. So, conversation buffer memory lets you to have a function known as uh, memory key that lets you to keep the context of your conversation, uh, where you are going to store your chat history in a memory variable, and that chat history is going to be append step by step as your chat goes um, in the level of increasing. So we are using the LangChain conversational buffer memory, which lets us to save the memory for the large language model. Once we are done with this, then we are going to install pip install Google search results, which will enable us to use the Google search engine. Now here we are going to use the LangChain utility and the LangChain tools. In this area in LangChain utilities, we will be using SerPapi wrapper function, which we will pass the SerPapi API key, and then we will embed it in a search object variable. So once it's done, we will define our search tool. Now our search tool is Google search, and uh, for the function, we are telling the function to run the search, and the descriptions we are going to use searches Google. Basically this Google search tool description is that it searches Google for real-time information and real-time scenarios and real-time analytics. So once we are done with this, we will then call our agentic AI tool, which we defined earlier, the LLM which we defined earlier, the tool we have over here, and the agent type. So we have agent type of zero shot reaction description, few shot, zero shot one, and different agents available now on LangChain. So we will be calling the agent here, and now we will be passing some prompt to our LLM agent to verify whether it is using the Google search API, and whether the large language model is bringing real-time information from Google or not. So I will ask a question that what is the current stocks for Microsoft and Nvidia? So let's run this. It will search the Google search for real-time information for Microsoft and Nvidia. The agentic AI will perform some task. First will be to search, then review, and then bring back that whole context to you in the form of response that is printed over here. So we asked what is the current stocks for Microsoft and Nvidia, and here we can see the current stock for Microsoft and Nvidia are 509 and 172 respectively. Now, before earlier we were developing textual AI agents, that agents were not virtual. We could not see, but now we have visual AI agents, which you can see them, talk with them, and interact with them in real time. Isn't it amazing, right? So let's start exploring the DID visual AI agents. Now, actually, what DID visual AI agents are? So these are GAN-based generative adversarial network-based diffusion models, which lets you to build DIDI agents through some API keys, some Python functions, some JavaScript, and different languages available here. So basically how these DID agents work, what you do is you type your prompt, your question over here, and that question is basically your prompt, and that prompt is passed to a large language model which DID agent is using. So behind that large language model, it can be a GAN based model, it can be a multilingual based model, and it can be a CV computer vision based model. So here which you can see is the woman is speaking, and we can see it in a real time. So let's not waste our time here on this website, and let's start developing and interacting with the DID agent. So first of all, what we are going to use is the DID API key, which you can get it over here. Once you get when you log in, you can get the API key from the DID platform. So here you will get the API key at the DID agents. You can also build or create agent on the DID Studio, but we are going to use the Python programming language. So we have imported the DID API key over here. Then we will be using some large language model from OpenAI to make it as a RAG based retrieval augmented generation based model, that we need to make a RAG based model that will be connected with the DID agents. So whatever we type, that RAG based model is going to interact with our DID agent with through our own internal or external knowledge base. So currently we are just using the DID API key and the OpenAI client function. So here we just wrote the chat completion code for GPT. We are using the GPT-5, and this is basically the chat completion function. So we are passing our role, which is you are a helpful AI assistant, and then of course we will be passing our prompt. Then we made another function for make the avatar to speak. Here we are using the DID authorization, the DID encoded API key, and the payload. So this payload is very important to understand what this payload is doing over here. So actually this payload consists of some parameters, and these parameters, every parameter have their own role. So number one is the type, what kind of input parameter you want to send, that is whether text, audio, or visual, but currently we are passing the text because we will be passing on prompt uh, for this DID agent. And then the subtitles, of course you can add the subtitles once the DID avatar starts speaking. So if you want to have some subtitles on your own DID avatar agent, so you will turn it on as true, but currently it is false. So and the provider, basically we the DID is built upon Microsoft, and this is the voice ID for your specific DID agent. You can change it later on. uh, there are tons and bunch of voices available on the DID platform, like male, female, and mix up a sound, and you can create your own sound as well. So once you understood this payload parameter, then we have the source URL, which once the DID avatar is generated, it is stored in an S3 bucket on Amazon AWS, and it is predefined. You can give your own URL as well. The source image is basically what image you want to pass to the DID agent. So currently we are using the default S3 bucket image in this DID avatar. So once our payload is ready, then we are going to start interacting with the DID avatar. We will send some post request to our DID API URL, and this DID API URL is basically this endpoint. On this endpoint we will be sending a post request consisting of our payload, and then that once the request is sent to the DID avatar, we will be getting some response. So now we are done with this, and there are some if else checks over here, which is quite simple. If the status is done, then we will print that avatar video is ready, and if the status is not available, then raise an error. So now we will pass some prompt of tell me a short joke about computers. So let's hope that we run the previous function, previous dependencies. If not, then we will have to run it again. But yeah, So once we run this, our prompt is tell me a short joke about computers. So this prompt is going to be passed through the LLM first, and then the response generated by the LLM is going to be uh, passed the DID avatar, and our avatar will start speaking the generated chat GPT output. So let's see, the avatar video is ready. Yeah, we will simply go towards the avatar video and it will start downloading it over here. uh, let's see what video it has been generated.
Why do programmers prefer dark mode? Because light attracts bugs.
So this was the response of our chat GPT, and now the DID avatar just spoke up the chat GPT response. Isn't it great, right? So you can build speaking DID avatar agents using the DID platform. And if you want to learn more about DID agents and other OpenAI agents or LangChain agents available um, uh, on the internet, and there are platforms that if you want to learn the basic knowledge and the backend code of these agentic AI applications, then subscribe this channel, like this video, and support us to so that we can bring more amazing generative AI based applications on this YouTube channel. Thank you everyone.